Hello and welcome everyone to the Educators Roundtable. Today we are diving into a topic that has reshaped the way we teach and learn, which technology in modern classrooms. Joining me today is Miss Badaria, an experienced educator and advocate for digital learning. Welcome.
Thank you. I am excited to be here and discuss how technology is transforming education.
Well, let's start with a big picture question. How has digital learning changed the way you teach?
It has completely transformed my approach. Traditional lectures have evolved into interactive, student-centered experiences. Smartboard, visual arts, and AI-assisted platforms allow for personalized learning. Students can now learn at their own pace, access resources on demand, and engage with content in a more immersive way. It is shift from passive learning to active participation.
Well, that's a powerful change, but I imagine it's not just about accessibility, right? Technology must also help students build essential skills. How do you see technology enhancing critical thinking?
Absolutely. Critical thinking is at the heart of learning. With technology, students can go beyond memorizing facts and start analyzing, questioning, and evaluating information. For example, in an inquiry-based learning environment, students use online research tools and AI-driven simulations to explore real-world problems, but they still need teachers to guide them. That's what teachers' role as a facilitators are. Teachers can help them identify credible sources, analyze different perspectives, and make informed arguments. I also incorporate data integration exercises using digital chart and analytic tools. Instead of just looking at numbers, students can learn to recognize patterns, spot inconsistencies, and back up their reasoning with evidence. This is where the teacher's role remains crucial with helping students make sense of the information and apply it effectively.
Wow, I love that. Technology provides the tools, but teachers provide the guidance. What about problem solving? How can technology nurture that skill?
Well, great question. Problem solving is one of the most important skills students need for the real world. One way I integrate it is through gamified learning by using platforms like Kahoot or Minecraft Education, where students are challenged to think strategically and adapt to different scenarios. But I don't stop there. I also use project-based learning, where students must research, collaborate, and present solutions to real-world challenges like designing a sustainable city or solving a community issue. And of course, STEM activities are a fantastic way to build problem-solving skills. Robotics, coding, and hand-on science experiments allow students to learn through trial and error, test different approaches, and refine their strategies. The key is ensuring that students are actively engaging with the material and not just clicking through a screen.
Well, that makes so much sense. Combining tech with real-world challenges keeps students engaged and think critically. But let's not forget about another major skill, which is collaboration. How can teachers use technology to foster teamwork rather than isolating students behind screens.
That's such an important point. Collaboration is a skill where students will meet in every aspect of their lives. While technology can sometimes make learning feel individualistic, but if it used correctly, it can actually enhance teamwork. For instance, tools like Google Documents, Microsoft Teams, and Padlet allow students to co-create documents, check feedback, and work on group assignment in real time. Even if students are in different locations, they can brainstorm, edit, and refine their work together. I also use peer learning strategies by having students engage in online discussion forums or digital debates. These tools give quieter students a voice and help everyone articulate their ideas better. And beyond the classroom, global learning opportunities are another powerful way to foster collaboration. By connecting with the classroom in different countries through virtual exchanges, students gain exposure to different perspectives and learn how to work across cultural and linguistic barriers. It also prepares them for a future where teamwork isn't limited to just their own community but truly global.
That's incredible. It's easy to think of technology as isolating, but you are showing how it can actually bring people together and build real world skills. But here's the big question. How do we keep all how do we keep all of this balance with so much tech available? How do you ensure students don't become too reliant on digital tools?
Now, that is always a concern. I believe in using technology as a tool and not a crutch. For example, while I love digital resources, I still make space for hands-on learning, discussion, and traditional reading and writing activities. It's about mixing tech-based and non-tech-based learning so that students develop both digital literacy and real-world interpersonal skills. I also set clear guidelines where, like tech-free discussion, handwritten brainstorming section, and structured screen time to ensure that students aren't passively consuming content but actively engaging with it.
That is such an important takeaway. Technology is powerful, but it works best when it's balanced with human connection, critical thinking, and problem solving. Now, let's shift gears. One of the biggest challenges in digital education is the digital divide, which are not all students have equal access to technology right. How can schools and teachers address this issue?
Well, this issue is more widespread than we think, particularly in low-income and rural communities where students may not have access to reliable internet or personal devices. The reality is when some students can access digital resources anytime, anywhere, while others struggle to complete assignments due to lack of technology. So the achievement gaps widen even further. To combat this, students can implement loaner device program with providing laptops or tablets to students who don't have them at home. Some districts even have adopted one-to-one device policies where every student is issued a school-owned tablet or laptop for long-term use. So it's ensuring that they're not left behind due to financial constraints.
Well, that is a crucial step. But what about students who receive devices but lack internet access at home? A laptop without Wi-Fi isn't very useful.
Well, that was a great one. Having a device is just one part of the equation. Students also need reliable internet access. So, some ways that school can help ensure students stay connected is by some school districts actually have negotiated discounted broadband services with internet providers to offer affordable home internet package for low-income families. So this kind of partnership makes digital learning more equitable and sustainable.
That's fantastic. Schools aren't just solving the problem alone, but they are also working with communities and businesses to bridge the gap. Speaking of partnerships, you mentioned earlier that tech companies can play a role in supporting digital access. Can you expand on that?
Absolutely. School can take several innovative approaches to tackle these issues. So one of the options is providing portable Wi-Fi hotspot, which are small in size. School issued internet devices that students can take home, allowing them to stay connected no matter where they are.
That sounds really useful. What else?
Schools can also work on setting up community Wi-Fi zones by partnering with local libraries, community centers, or even coffee shops. This way, students have designated places where they can access the internet for free.
That is a smart solution. Any other ideas?
Yeah, another fantastic initiative is Wi-Fi equipped school buses. This allows students to access the internet during long commutes, so they can use that time productively for homework or research.
That is amazing. These solutions could really help bridge the digital divide for students. Non-profits are also stepping in, which are when organizations like One Laptop Per Child and Connect ED have distributed thousands of devices to underprivileged students worldwide. The key is for schools to actively seek these partnerships and maximize available resources. Technology is such a game changer in education, but let's be real, it can be expensive. Are big tech companies doing anything to help make digital learning more accessible?
Absolutely. Many large tech companies are actively investing in education to help schools and students to get the tools they need.
That's great to hear. So, how exactly are they helping?
One big way is by providing free or discounted devices. Companies like Google, Microsoft, and Apple have programs that offer low-cost laptops and tablets to schools that need them.
That is a huge help. Having a device is the first step. But what about software? Do students and teachers have access to the right tools?
Yes, tech companies are also stepping up by offering educational tools and software for free. For example, Google provides Google Classroom at no cost, and Microsoft offers Office 365 for for free to students and educators.
Wow, that's a great resource, but I imagine having the right tools isn't enough. Teachers also need to know how to use them effectively.
Exactly. That's why many tech companies offer teaching training programs. They provide free workshop and certification courses to help educators integrate digital tools into their teaching. The goal isn't just teaching teachers how to use technology, but helping them see how it enhances learning in ways that traditional methods can.
I love to hear that. Rather than forcing teacher to use tech, we should empower them with the skills and confidence to make meaningful use of it. Before we wrap up this section, I have one final question. We have covered devices, internet access, partnerships, and teacher training. But how do we ensure these initiatives are sustainable in the long run?
Well, that's actually a crucial question. Sustainability isn't just about starting a program, it's about maintaining it over time. It requires a multi-layered approach.
I'm intrigued. What are the key elements of a sustainable digital education plan?
First of all, long-term funding is essential. Schools should apply for education grants, seek corporate sponsorship, and tap into government funding to keep digital initiative ready.
That makes sense. Funding is the foundation. But what about teachers? Technology keeps evolving. So how do we make sure they stay up to date?
That's why continuous teacher training is a must. It shouldn't just be a one-time workshop. The schools need ongoing professional development programs to help educators to keep up with new tools and best practices.
I agree. Outdated knowledge can be just as limited as outdated technology. Speaking of which, how do schools prevent their devices and software from becoming obsolete?
Schools should have regular tech upgrade plans in place. Schedule upgrades for both hardware and software. Ensure students and teachers always have access to the latest technology.
That is a smart strategy. But schools don't operate in a vacuum. How can the wider community play a role in sustainability?
Community engagement is the key actually. Parents, businesses, and policymakers need to be actively involved in discussions about digital equity. Their support can help secure resources and ensure that digital learning remains a priority.
I love that. Sustainability isn't just about funding. It is also about ongoing training, regular updates, and strong community support. That is a kind of long-term thinking that will keep digital education thriving. Ultimately, if we treat digital access as a fundamental right, not a privilege, we can create an education system that is inclusive, future-ready, and fair for all students. The digital divide isn't just a technology issue, it is an equity issue. And it's encouraging to see so many solutions and collaboration working to ensure no student is left behind. Coming up next, we'll discuss another crucial aspect of digital learning, which is AI and the future of education. But before we're going to the next session, Educators Roundtable is going to take a short break, so stay tuned with us for more useful information. Hello guys, welcome back. The Educators Roundtable are back with more sharing session. Still with us today, our honorable guest, Miss Badaria. Thanks for still being with us. Now, let's dive into a topic that's shaping the future of education. Artificial intelligence, or we all know it as AI. Some view it as a revolutionary tool, while others see it as a potential threat. Ms. Badaria, what's your perspective? Should we embrace AI in education, or should we be cautious?
I believe AI is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it must be used responsibly and ethically. AI is already enhancing education in several ways, and if it used correctly, it can be a game changer.
Well, that is interesting. Let's break it down. Can you give us some example of how AI is improving the learning experience?
Of course. So one of the biggest advantages is personalized learning. AI adapts to each student's pace, strength, and weaknesses, offering customized learning paths that maximize engagement and retention. For instance, an AI-powered tutoring system can provide extra practice problems to struggling students while allowing an advanced learner to move ahead without being held back by the rest of the class.
That sounds like a dream for differentiation in the classroom. But what about the workload for teachers? AI is often said to reduce administrative burdens. How does that work?
Well, yes, that's where automated assessment comes in. AI can grade assignment instantly, especially for multiple choice and short answer questions. Freeing up teachers' time, it also provides real-time feedback to students, helping them to learn from their mistakes immediately rather than waiting for the teachers to review their work manually.
That is a huge time saver, but assessments go beyond just grading learning. AI can also track student progress over time.
Exactly. AI-powered smart classroom use learning analytics to monitor student participation, track progress, and even predict learning difficulties before they become major obstacles. For example, if a student consistently struggles with certain concepts, the AI system can alert the teacher and suggest targeted intervention.
I see. So AI is not just reactive but proactive. It can identify issues before they escalate. What about school operations? AI is often used outside the classroom as well, right?
Well, yes. AI improves administrative efficiency by handling repetitive tasks like scheduling, data management, and attendance work. Imagine a system that automatically arranges parent-teachers meetings, send reminders, and even predict the best intervention strategies for students based on past performance data. This reduces the workload on educators, allowing them to focus more on teaching and mentoring rather than enrolling.
These advancements sound incredible, but as with any technology, there are risks. What should schools be aware of before fully integrating AI into education?
Well, that was a great question. While AI offers many benefits, it should complement, not replace human interaction. AI can provide information, but it lacks the ability to teach critical thinking, collaboration, and social skills. A well-rounded education still requires the human touch of a teacher.
That is a crucial distinction. Are there any ethical concerns we should be thinking about?
Yes, there are two major concerns, which is data privacy and algorithmic bias. AI systems collect a lot of students' data, and if not securely managed, it could be misused or fall into the wrong hands. Additionally, AI models are trained on existing data, which may contain bias. For example, an AI system designed with data from privileged schools might not work as effectively for underprivileged students, reinforcing rather than reducing educational inequalities.
That is a serious issue. So, while AI has the potential to revolutionize education, it is clear that we need to careful implementation, strong ethical guidelines, and of course, skilled educators to make the most of it.
Yeah, AI is here to assist, not to replace. So the future of education will be about how we integrate AI to enhance learning while maintaining the core values of teaching, which is creativity, empathy, and mentorship.
Very well said. Thank you, Ms. Valeria, for this insightful discussion. That's a powerful takeaway. AI will transform education, but it will never replace the human connection that teachers provide. At the end of the day, education is about people, not just technology. Next, let's move on to our next segment. Now, we have covered a lot of insightful points about technology, AI, and the future of education. Let's open the floor to some questions from our online viewers. So, first question. As a teacher, how do you ensure that technology doesn't become a distraction in the classroom?
So here's what I do in my classroom. First, I establish technology guidelines. I make it clear when and how students can use their devices. For instance, during lectures, devices should be put away unless they are being used for a specific task. Second, I make lesson interactive. Instead of letting students passively scroll, I use technology to engage them, like quizzes, polls, or gamified activities to keep their attention. And the last one is I use monitoring tools, such as classroom management software, which help ensure students are not using technology for learning and not a distraction for them. So by doing this, I make technology an active learning tool and not a passive distraction.
I see. Okay, that is a great strategy, turning technology into an ally rather than a distraction. So next question. The audience asks, some parents worry that too much screen time can be harmful. How do you address these concerns?
It was a very relevant question, especially with children spending more time on devices. So it was a very important concern, and I always tell parents it's not about the quantity of this screen time, but the quality. So, so here is how I address it. First, purposeful screen time. So I ensure that when my student use technology, it's for active engagement such as solving problems, collaborating and creating projects rather than just watching videos or reading passively. Second, I did a blended learning approach where I incorporate a mix of digital and non-digital activities. So students don't rely solely on screens. So discussion, group project, and physical activities balance things out. And I also guide them on healthy tech use. For me, I educate my students about responsible device use. So, such as encourage regular breaks, good posture, and offline interaction. Ultimately, technology should be a learning enhancer and not a replacement for real-world experiences.
I love that. Purpose over quantity. That is something educators and parents alike can take to heart. Alright, we have time for one more question. Okay, so the last question is, what are the essential skills that future teachers need to thrive in a digital classroom?
With technology evolving so fast, teachers today need a new new skill set to effectively use technology while maintaining strong teaching fundamentals. Some of the skills that we must include is digital literacy, where where teachers must be comfortable using online platforms, educational software, and digital tools to facilitate learning. And then adaptability. New tech tools emerge all the time, so teachers must be willing to learn, adapt, and experiment with new teaching methods. And then we're doing a student-centered approach, where despite all the technology, human connection remains the key. Teachers must ensure that tech support critical thinking, creativity, and engagement rather than just automation. So in short, teachers don't need to master every piece of technology, but they should be open to learning and leveraging digital tools to improve student outcome.
That is an excellent takeaway. Technology is a means to an end, helping educators to create better learning experiences, not replacing good teaching. Thank you to our audience for these insightful questions. Now, as we wrap up, let's move on to our closing thoughts on the future education. This has been a truly insightful discussion. Throughout our conversation, we have explored the role of technology in the modern classroom, strategies to bridge the digital divide, and the impact of AI on education. One thing is clear: while technology is a powerful tool, great teaching will always require human connection, creativity, and critical thinking. It is not just about the tools we use, but how we use them to create meaningful learning experiences. Before we wrap up, Ms. Badaria, do you have any final reflections to share?
Absolutely. If there is one thing I'd like everyone to take away from today is technology should be our ally and not our replacement. So it's up to us as educators to integrate digital tools in ways that truly benefit the students while keeping the human aspects of learning at the center. So innovation is important, but our core mission remains the same, which is helping students grow, think critically, and succeed in an ever-changing world. So I encourage all teachers to embrace new possibilities while staying true to what makes education truly impactful, such as our passion for teaching and the connection we build with students.
Wise words indeed, and a perfect note to end on. That brings us to the conclusion of today's episode of the Educators Roundtable. A huge thank you to Miss Badaria for sharing her expertise, and to our wonderful audience for your thought-provoking questions and engagement. Join us next time in our new episode, and until then, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep inspiring the next generation. Thank you and goodbye.